everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Reunion, Part 2 of our Four Keeps adventure. Today is September 21st, 2020, and you are loved. And that is a thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played since the creation of this channel, or you can go towards where anywhere audio casts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can find our after show that is being hosted there called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community but also from each other. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us on Discord, and you can ask those questions to us directly. But if you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on Twitch and YouTube and everywhere else, and you're looking for more ways to help contribute to the show, you can go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. We got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got throw pillows, journals, shower curtains, clocks, all sorts of wonderful things that you can find there, including but not limited to the aspect of Tia Mask. This Tia Mask comes in 5 different chromatic colors. We got white, blue, black, green, and red. So show off your love of Crown, the 5-headed dragon goddess, by picking up a mask, and all of the proceeds that we get from those masks end up going towards COVID-19 research through Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause as well as keep yourself safe, we're here for you. And speaking of people that are here for me, hey RJ, who are you playing tonight?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ, but tonight I'll be playing Caelum, the Shatterkai Wizard Cleric.
Hi everybody, I'm LBHackEmUp, and I'll be playing Gwen, the Halfling Barbarian Fighter.
Hi, I'm Cyber. I play Arjhan, the Draconian Fighter, he, him.
Hey, I'm Wings. I'm playing as Cori, the Elegant Paladin.
And I am the Indoor Adventurer, and tonight I shall be your Dungeon Master. Thank you for the bits, Koss! That's very kind of you! So, last we left off, Cori decided that she was going to abscond from the Manor of Moonsteer in the middle of the night without telling any of her companions except for the sentient house known as Gideon. Cori then went on a one-woman journey over the Gilscaran forest, fell over 200 feet, taking pretty minimal damage, all things considered, and met up with a green dragon in hiding, a creature that you all know as Ren, but who introduced themselves as the speaker Nadayo. It was at that point, Cori, that you were able to finally get answers relating to the book that you had that contained the name of the Raven Queen, but on the other side of the continent, thanks to your teleporting house, the rest of our heroes were having a good time, hanging out with some Goliaths. Caelum helped deliver some babies. Gwen held a meeting of the Goliath tribe and also elected a new steward to lead the Goliaths, since Gwen was informing them that she was going to be going off into the Feywild. Arjhan at this point was mostly doing paperwork, but also decided to take a bit of a side trip off into the Hells to speak with the white aspect of Tiamat about what they could possibly do with the split between the Raven Queen's different forms, this sort of monstrous and then human form. Now, the rest of our group then realized that Cori was no longer in their presence after they tried to get an all-hands-on-deck meeting going, but Cori's hand was not present. And back in the Gilscari woods, Cori, you heard the contents of this book, as it seems like the book that contained the Raven Queen's name was not actually a physical thing that you could read, but something that you had to open yourself up to, and then you would receive the knowledge therein. It was at that point that you heard a series of voices in what would appear to have been the final moments of the Raven Queen before her ascension, and then you heard the true name of the Raven Queen, Zarina Kesser-Kier. You will be no longer. Your conspiracy needs their queen. And that is when you begin to feel yourself unraveling, coming undone in a almost spiral-like pattern, just your body dissipating from the material plane. As Caelum got a hold of you, and let you know that, or asked rather, if you would need help or assistance getting to the Feywild. He seemed a little smarmy about the fact that you had left, but you let him know in time that things were afoot, decisions had been made, and the rest of your party then made their way to Mount Renstrom in the middle of the Gilskari Wood, where you traversed up the side of a mountain through the usages of some fly spells and met with a bald-headed elven figure that has a slight notch in their right ear, who the little thing that we ended off last week with was this figure kind of smirking, saying, "I don't really know what to tell you, but you just missed her."
What do you mean? We just missed her.
Well, I haven't seen you since you were a child. What interesting company you keep, Tarlean son.
What?
Ren.
You are Tarlean son, correct?
You're Ren.
Well, I prefer to go by Speaker Nadayo now, but you have guessed correctly.
And
My
I go by
charade.
Arjhan.
Arjhan, it is a pleasure to meet you. And who are your other companions?
No. What do you mean? We just missed her.
Well, your friend came to me with a request that I help her read something a dear friend, a mutual friend of her and I had given her. So I did that. I repaid my debt to our mutual friend, and as such, your friend was able to read their book. It was something about a true name of, I believe, the Raven Queen was dropped here and there. And upon reading it, well... And Ren will raise their hand for a minor illusion, and you see a still of Cori looking like they are just unraveling at the core of existence.
Is she dead?
I don't want to seem morbid, but does she do this often? Because if the answer is no, then I would assume yes. But if the answer is yes, then I would assume no.
Is what he's showing us different from how Cori has previously died? And also, have we seen Cori die before?
I mean, you saw Cori die when you were fighting the corpse kicker known as Korg.
We did
She
see
didn't
her,
get dusted, did she?
No, she did not get dusted in that sense.
We saw her reform after getting shattered by the ice similar.
But we didn't see her shatter.
We didn't see her shatter.
That is correct.
We saw her reform.
So you have seen her die before, but not in this way. I mean, I assume that you were looking for that one. She said her name was Cori.
See, this is why I said we shouldn't fucking come here.
What mutual friend gave you a book
Make a persuasion check.
that annihilates you?
Make a persuasion check.
I would like to use a thing.
Sure.
I would like to use my forceful presence
Ooh.
and make this persuasion check with advantage.
Okay. Also, what did you roll for your blood die earlier today, just in case?
13.
Okay.
Excuse me. Okay. So the second one was a natural 1. The first one was a natural 20.
Hey. Fucking yeah. So what does it look like when you do this forceful presence?
Oh, this is just Arjhan constantly. He's just not taking any shit.
Okay. You using this forceful presence ability, Ren gets a very large smile on their face. They seem like almost proud watching you do this. And they say, the Lady of Secrets, the Night Mother, Shar.
She the good one or the bad one?
Bad one.
Right.
Objectively.
Wait, did you kill her?
No. Do you think I would be here, talking to you, in as calm a fashion if I had killed her?
Bitch, I don't know you. I don't know what you're like on a day-to-day, okay?
Well, I'm a loving father, a
Do I know his
well-respected
title?
dinner guest. What?
Do I know his title?
The book's title?
Do I know that he's called the Liar King?
Oh, yes.
I mean, you are the Liar King, are you not?
That is a very mean name. Shouldn't call people liars. But there have been those who have called me as such. But this is something I wouldn't lie to, especially to one such as you.
I'm having a really hard time believing that Cori would have anything from Shah.
Well, I don't really know you and your group, but she came to me with this, and he reaches down towards the ground and pulls up what looks like maybe an 80-page booklet that is covered in scars and scratches of what look to be talons. And like what look like ravens and other kind of avians have scratched away at any kind of title on this. And as he pulls it up, there is like a almost black liquid that seems to drip out of it. And when he like raises a quizzical eyebrow and then peeks inside the book again and sort of shrugs and hands it.
I'll take it.
Yeah. And when you look inside, you see that there is a note that is written in... It is written in Elven. But other than that, the contents of this book are empty.
Give me 10 minutes.
Yeah, can you locate Cori?
Do I still have locate objects? Sorry.
Caelum, are you suggesting that you were about to try and read this book?
No, I was going to contact Shar
Okay.
to confirm if Cori was in correspondence with her.
All right, but in the meantime, Arjhan, can you explain who the fuck this person is, please?
This is Ren. He was there whenever I was made.
Just more of like a self-satisfied nod from Ren. Like, yes, I was.
Like present or like he did it?
Well, I helped a little.
And are you one of the motherfuckers who hurt my friend?
Why would I ever hurt Arjhan? He was a beautiful baby boy.
Yeah, and one of you killed me.
That was not me. For if it was, I would not be standing here. We knew
right.
from, well, since your inception, that your death would result in, well, the tyrant's return. Blessed be to Tarlain, wonderful individual. If you ever get the chance to know him, I'm sure quite the life.
I
of
escorted
any
him back
party.
to hell.
Did you? I see. Very interesting. Now, like I was saying, I was not one of the individuals that attempted to kill you while you were still an infant. Thank you, anonymous gifter, for the
Jesus.
5 gift subs. That is very kind of you and much appreciated. No, that was someone else. I would have to look through my notes to find their exact name because it's not on my current OneNote sheet, but that was not me.
While I'm ritually casting Contact Other Plane, I'm going to cast Locate Object, focusing on Equinox, the sword I made for Cori.
Okay. It is nowhere close within range.
She's not within 1,000 feet of the cave, at the very least.
Okay, so what do we do now? Is she like dead? Like, or is she just gonna come back like she always does?
So she does do that thing sometimes.
Well, I don't know about that thing.
She is a revenant. Currently.
Interesting. I see. What interesting company you keep.
Yeah, but if her death was caused by the Raven Queen, then I'm not particularly excited about her chances.
I'm not so sure. She was interested in something incredibly dangerous.
So was she torn apart by fucking knowledge or Shar or what?
Ren just smiles and shrugs and says, I don't know.
Arjhan, do you have
Ren.
any more questions for this schmuck?
Quite excited to find out.
Where's Tylera?
Last I heard, she was on a ship headed eastbound across the sea to the Isles of Arasthk. She had something that she wanted to do, but that was the last I heard.
Queen is not happy with her, to say the least.
Oh, I would assume not. A lot of unfinished business and rather uncouth social practices. Now tell me everything that's happened to you. How have you been?
We have something much more pressing
I
than
understand.
us playing
Yeah, fuck
catch up.
off, dude.
All right. Well, if you have any other questions for me, this is my cave. Feel free to ask me.
Okay, bye.
Have you met any of the other heralds yet?
If you want to catch up, the tower is being restored.
Oh.
We can talk there later once I deal with this and 2 other apocalypses. Goodbye.
It was good seeing you, Arjhan. And are you guys just like exiting the cave while Caelum, you're like looking
Yeah.
at this?
Yeah. Well, Caelum was making a ritual circle
Yeah.
for Contact Other Plane to Shar.
Okay.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, make that intelligence save.
We do not leave Caelum whenever he is doing this.
16,
16.
which is a barely pass.
Yep, because I believe 15 is the litmus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you go to contact other planes, it is successful. And you are in a dark room. And it is silent.
Shar?
Yes.
Yep.
And you see a large tally of a 1 on the side wall appear.
Were you in correspondence with an Eladrin named Coriander Jonquil?
No. And a 2.
Caelum cuts the connection.
Okay.
I said named,
Yep,
but
that is true. So, as you cut the connection, that is where we are going to transition over to our dear Eladrin friend. So, Cori, you just got done sending Caelum back your response via the sending, and you have felt yourself unraveling at the very seams of your personage until there is nothing left. Much like as we used in the preview image of this session, the scene from Full Metal Alchemist where they are just like getting erased while using their alchemical practices. That is what is happening to you. And as it begins to happen, you are focusing on the last words that were said, because they weren't something that you could focus on, really, which was Zarina Kesserkir, you will be no longer. Your conspiracy awaits their queen. And this voice is unlike anything that you have ever heard before. Each syllable of each word seems to come from the recesses of reality and seep into the core of your being, like every crack and crevice within this cave seems to echo with the cacophony of the queen's creation. It is a rushing wind with no discernible source, and it is here that you realize something that you have lived your entire life knowing. There is power within a name. But in this moment, in this invasive instant of understanding, you hear the unyielding chords of a name transcending mortality being brought forth by a singular, multifaceted source. In this instant, you know, this must have been the same voice Corellon heard when he ascended. The same voice that brought Shar and Saloon out of darkness. The same voice that was responsible for creating entire pantheons of gods and believers, if not for the sole reason because they could. This voice belongs to a being beyond anything that you could have ever thought possible or impossible. This is the voice of prospect, the voice of likelihood and reason. And you have heard them speak words not meant for you. From the darkness that you are existing in, you feel a warmth on your face, and that warmth curls beneath your chin. If you are here, then I trust you finally read your book. And you recognize this is the voice of Shar. And as you blink your eyes open, you can see that you are within the halls of a massive library, comfortably lit with lavender light. Consider yourself blessed, Nixiah. Not many mortals can say they can understand the power behind a name, and even fewer can say that they have heard the voice of the Overbeing.
When Cori's eyes blink open, she's just going to kind of glare at Shar. You knew it would kill me.
And she kind of smiles and says, there were precautions that were put in place. You've already explained to me your situation with death and resurrection. So, yes. Did I know that it would kill you? Yes. Did you seem like somebody who cared if you died in order to get that knowledge? No. Answer me truthfully, Nixiah. If you had known that you would have died in order to get that name, in order to get the name that you feel like you could use to fix this queen, would you have done it nonetheless?
Of course.
And Shar sort of smiles and raises her hand with a, there you go. And she says, Divinity, as you understand, is nothing more than words on a page, waiting to be rewritten at a moment's notice in the eyes of the one beyond. What you heard was a moment where the Raven Queen channeled the powers of my daughter so strongly to create her sanctuary that she accidentally made contact and, as a result, heard what we have come to know as the calling. The moment where the Overbeing adds an addendum to your page within their story, or could remove all but mere mentions from you from the annals of history. There are many ways one can receive this call. Through experience, many have earned the right of the calling. Coralon, Helm, Kelimvor, even the trickster Cyric or the one-eyed Grumsh. But the Queen of Ravens? With one fell swoop, she injured my daughter, and has performed a spell so powerful that she broke the barrier between ourselves and the Overbeing in an act of selfishness disguised as well-being. So that is when she heard her calling. At the peak of her belief that the fabrics of reality were her plaything, and she alone had the ability to unravel and weave as she saw fit. You heard a voice not meant for your ears, Nixiah. But with it, you have gained an incredible gift, a secret that only you know, a name forgotten now by all but you. But be prepared for its utterance. To speak it in her presence would be stunning enough that you may be able to perform the magics needed to separate her from her divinity, using her own magics against her. And Shar turns from you and waves a hand in the air, and you see, much as the Raven Queen has these large glass panes that she uses to watch the events of the material plane, Shar brings up almost like a large crystal ball, and the edges and images are slightly distorted, just with the curvature of this crystalline orb. And inside the ball, you can see the inside of Skywatcher Chua's tent, where Caelum's magical ailments were removed as tangible manifestations. And Shar turns her head back towards you, and she smiles. You've been trying to put these two pieces back together. But this, she motions to the inside of the orb, this would be easier, more beneficial for you.
Repeating this, but with the Raven Queen?
You could separate them. Then you would have this Raven Queen as the magister that she was before her folly, and then you would have the beast that she came to be after. And then you could deal with it as you pleased.
I see. Is this what you intended from the beginning?
And Shar just gives you a slight smirk and says, "What do you think?"
I think that you have an agenda of your own, and you don't care much what happens to anybody else so long as you get what you want.
And what is it do you think that I want in this moment?
Who am I to know what the God of Secrets wants?
Very wise indeed, Nixiah. And for that, I will offer you a choice. You left the material plane in, albeit a rather frightening way. Where would you like to return to? I can see to it within my power that you're placed off in the correct place. Whether it's your house, you're directly with your friends, your lover. Deposit you anywhere, really.
I don't usually get this sort of choice. I just kind of reappear. My friends are probably worried about me.
Yes, they are. Your friend Caelum attempted to try and ask me if we had been in contact. Said if I had been in contact. He asked if I had been in contact with anyone named Coriander Jonquil. Seems our little trick is working splendidly.
There's no one by that name here.
Not anymore. Now, on your way, and remember, you carry with you a dangerous secret. One that not even I know.
Cori just nods.
And as you do, you feel Char's hand atop your head, and she just gives you a very soft, reaffirming pat. And as she does, you feel your world swell in darkness, and you disappear from her library. The rest of the party, where are you off to? You're trying to make your way back to the Manor of Moonstier?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Are you going through the woods? Are you flying over? What is your current method?
I mean, we got up here by flying. We have no reason to believe that we couldn't fly back, right?
I have to recast it.
Okay. So it is nightfall at this point, thankfully, so you can at least use the cover of darkness for your own means. So make a stealth check. And Caelum, fly lasts for an hour, correct?
I'll double check. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. 10 minutes.
Cool. Your fly spell will probably not be able to get you from the woods to the temple. You all weren't there initially when Cori was traveling, but it took the better part of a day on the back of a creature whose base fly speed was 90 feet.
We could get lower on the mountain, and then I can make a teleportation circle to the temple.
Yep. Also totally viable.
Okay.
Okay, so when you teleport back to the temple, Cori, you will actually get to the temple first, and you just sort of emerge out of the shadows of the trees and forest around this ruined temple. And from your position, you can see not only the Manor of Moonstier within 100 feet or so of you, but you can also see Hadarai is just sort of out and about looking at stuff in the ruins. It seems like he's been here for a couple hours, just sort of poking around, investigating. And you see the spell circle in the broken out area of the main study room beginning to glow like somebody is teleporting there. What would you like to do? Hadarai's going to hide when he sees people teleporting in. He doesn't know what this is. He's scared.
I see. This is a spell circle that we've made, yes?
Yes. Well, it was a
Okay.
spell circle you found.
It's what we used initially to get to the Temple of Saloon.
All right. Cori will just stand there and wait.
Okay. Cybra comes up to you. She was in the manor. She wasn't like flying around with the rest of the friends, but she goes up to you. And the rest of you, when you teleport to the temple, as you arrive, you see Cori there, kind of like kneeling down, letting Cybra sniff her hand, just giving some scritchies.
So you're alive.
Once again,
Gwen is just gonna move past and go inside.
Cori moves her hair behind her ear and she's like, Gwen didn't take it well this time, did she?
You expect any of us to?
If I told you, you would have tried to stop me.
No, if you told us, we would have come with you, Cori. We wouldn't be worried about where you were and then come after you and figure out that you were maybe dead, maybe written out of existence. We didn't fucking know.
I hoped that I would have gotten back before anybody found out.
So where? The house was already towards the Goliath tribes. That's halfway across the continent.
The logistics are a bit complicated. I was hoping to be here by the time you did find out, and then you'd come back and I'd already be here and it would have been fine. It's not fine, is it?
Well, no. And I don't have any room to admonish you since I did the same thing, but you made a promise to stay safe.
I'm safe now.
Are
So
you?
Safe as I can be, I suppose. I know the true name of the Raven Queen.
Great. What does that do?
A lot.
Like?
We could help her. I have a bargaining chip for when she comes for Caelum. The true name of a god is something so far beyond mortal power that the knowledge of it tore me apart.
Then I
And
don't
you're
know
not
what
concerned
to
that that's something that's going to keep tearing you apart?
It was a possibility, I suppose, but here I stand.
And do you think that this is the best thing to do right before we go back to the Feywild in order to save your fucking people?
Well, I didn't know whether or not she was going to come for Caelum before we did leave. And what if she followed us into the Feywild? What then?
We fight, we run, we do what we need to survive.
I thought that we were going to take these few days to come up with a plan. To come up with a plan that we could all agree on. In fact, that's what I did with you. And I went and talked to my god, and she was more than willing to help.
That's excellent. We still have time. We still can make a plan.
God, I'm scared to say it. Cori, I figured if we were going to come up with a plan, it was something that we would do together as a team. Are you even interested?
Of
Because it doesn't
course.
seem like you are.
Everything I've ever done is for the sake of this team. The rest of you don't have lives to spare.
That was the point of you staying alive, though. You have the lives to spare, we don't. You can revive at least them.
What's done is done. And I hope we live long enough to suffer the consequences of it. And Arjhan's gonna go to the manor.
Okay.
You should ask yourself a question that I ask myself sometimes, Cori. How many times are you going to hit rock bottom before you start taking care of yourself?
Cori just looks at him and then looks at the ground.
Dimension door into the house.
Cori, as you are outside looking at the ground, your friends all having told you their peace of mind, except Gwen, who silence honestly spoke louder than she's ever been able to. You hear a voice approaching you, saying, "This place is amazing. Have you ever actually explored around here?" And Hadarai will approach you, and he has a very large smile on his face. He does not seem to understand the situation that you're in, and then also asks, "By the way, are you ever going to like take me home? I feel like this was almost a kidnapping situation. Not that I'm opposed to it. You're all wonderful. I love finding out about all of your stories. They were rightfully worried about you, by the way. Kudos on following your heart, but they were still worried. However, I liked being at my old place because it was kind of far removed. I don't really know where we are, other than this looks like it was once a temple to Celestian. No. Saloon. There are a lot of star motifs going on. I can't really tell. I'm arcane history, not divine. It's besides the point. If you're all going to be going into the Feywild, I would prefer to not do that thing."
I see. We'll make a point to drop you off before we do any plane hopping.
Excellent. Thank you. That is much appreciated. And hopefully, again, the place where you drop me off isn't just the house disappears and I'm not in it. But, you know, like inside the house, you take me home on my way.
We'll make a plan and then follow through on that, hopefully. Just make sure that you're always in the house at midnight.
Got it. That I can do. And if I'm not, please somebody tell me.
You can do sending, right?
No, it's not actually within my wheelhouse.
Then please make sure that you're near the house so that you can at least tell if it's leaving, because if you get left behind, I don't know how we're going to find you again.
I don't know how you would find me either, honestly.
Cori goes into the house.
Okay. You are now all within the house. The door shut. It is later on in the evening. You have a couple hours, maybe, until the house moves to its next location. Is there anything that you all would like to do over the evening?
Gideon, set a timer for when 5 minutes before we leave.
Confirmed, Resident Caelum.
Gwen's training in her room, I think.
Okay.
I think in the first time in a long time, Caelum actually requests a bed in his room and just plops into it.
All right.
Arjhan's gonna go over to Gwen's room.
You hear the sound of glorious combat coming from the inside.
No, lady, that was me. Please don't.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What?
She has activated. Is this bad time?
No, Arjhan, you can come in.
Okay.
She's like full sweating. She's got like just her crop top and leggings on. She's in full workout mode.
Gwen's room doubles as the danger room from the X-Men. Like, you can just fight things here if you so choose.
What's up? Close the door.
He does. I guess I want to ask how you're doing, but I can see y'all working through that.
I'm just getting really sick of this. Like, I mean, I thought we were all a team and that we talked through shit. And like, I mean, I got other things I could be doing. Like, I have a fucking tribe to run, but like, they're just running off and doing dangerous shit by themselves. Still, it's been like a year.
Yeah. I feel the same. Disappointed, frustrated. I've been trying to focus my next decision on what seems like just what the next right thing to do is. I don't know what that is right now.
I made a promise to Cori that I would help her do this, and I can't go back on that. As my honor as a warrior, I can't. So that's what I'm going to do. But after that, I mean, I don't know. There are other strong warriors that are in this world that we could find to go and fight this crazy dark star or all this other bullshit. I need people that I can rely on and that aren't just going to fuck off.
Yeah.
But I know that you aren't like that. So I don't want to leave you, Arjhan. I don't want to leave anyone. I can only get fucked over so much and have my feelings just knocked to the ground because they don't think we care or what we won't handle or like they can't talk to us about things. Before I can't. I promised myself when I was a kid that I wouldn't get walked on. And I feel like that's exactly what's happening.
what do you think it would take for us to all trust each other again?
Trust takes time. And the thing is, it feels like they don't trust us. It feels like they don't think that we can deal with what they're going through or help, or they feel like they have to go through it alone. Well, we're like a family. We're like, we're at least companions. You don't just do that. So I don't know if they stop acting like individuals in this group that can't fucking talk to us. I mean, I know we all have, well, okay, I want to say we all have had secrets, but I don't know what secrets I've had from this group, because I mean, like, I get you had a dragon in your heart thing, like that took a little while to come out, but like, I mean, you're really open about everything, and so am I, so like, it's not that fucking hard.
I already knew that Cori didn't trust me. She was literally carrying around a weapon that was meant for me for the longest time without telling anybody else about it. And it fucking hurts. And then today, with Ren, God, I've never wanted to punch somebody so quickly.
Can you tell me more about him?
I mean, everything I know about him, you've already heard. He was there whenever I was made. And apparently they called him the Lion King. And he left sometime before one of the other members of the cult killed me in order to release Tarlayan, who I assume killed the rest of them.
This is before you went and became a blood hunter?
Apparently this was right before the hunters found me.
Shit.
Now it seems like neither side of the family was particularly great.
Sorry, dude.
I mean, it's fine. I don't remember any of it. There's very little trauma to get over there. I guess I'm just worried. All this time I've been trying to do the right thing, but if it's going to sow mistrust between us, if it's going to put us in contact with other people like Ren, I guess I just don't know what the fuck to do. But you've always been very clear about what you want to do and what we should do. And if you think that we need to honor our promise to Cori, I trust you. And I think that's enough for me.
I think that there are a lot of people, a lot of creatures in danger, and we can do something, so we should do something.
And he nods.
Do you want to have a slumber party tonight? Just kind of just chill.
Okay, but please don't ask me to braid your hair.
Well, that's not what I thought you were going to say, but I won't ask you to braid my hair.
Thank you.
Cool. 2 pints, sir, she says to the ceiling.
And on the counter near you, you see a little like slat in the wall lift up. A little bar actually just kind of juts out, and then booze. Nice chilled mugs.
Okay, if we break up, we're taking this house. We're doing it.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
absolutely.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I have really good lawyers. And scene.
Okay,
You
so
can take whatever you want, but you're gonna take my fucking shield.
okay,
My
so,
mother has lawyers.
so Arjhan and Gwen are just spending the night, slumber party style. It's fine. No hair is being braided this eve. Caelum, you were just flopping down on the bed, going to just rest for the evening, getting some breath. Yeah. And Cori, is there anything that you would like to do specifically this evening?
I guess not. She will rest for tonight. I think she understands that everybody else needs some space, but she's going to be restless trying to make plans for the rest of her time in the material world.
Okay. So that is the end of that day. The next day, going into it, is there anything that you all would like to try and do during the day? You know, at this point, you have roughly 5 days until the perceived date that is the fall of summer.
Where are we dropping?
I mean, like, at midnight the house should have moved, so we should be
Yes.
at a random place now.
Roll a d8.
I canceled that protocol
Oh, did you?
Right.
because we dropped in and then we didn't know how long it was gonna take, so I canceled everything in the queue.
Okay, that's fine. I think that Cori gets up the next morning and is confused, and she's fiddling with Gideon. God, she's like poking around the map, trying to figure out like what went wrong. When whoever walks in.
Probably Caelum. He's an early riser / doesn't sleep because undead.
Sips tea.
Good morning, Caelum. I can't help but notice that we're still at the Temple of Saloon. We should have moved somewhere at midnight last night.
Well, I cleared the queue considering we didn't know how long you were going to be.
Oh, well, I don't
Yeah.
think there's anything else that we need to do here. Harurai wanted to get dropped off before we went to the Feywild, so do you think that his place would be a good place to go next?
Sure, set it for an hour.
Cori locks it in. Gideon, could you let everybody know that we're going to be leaving in an hour? Make sure that everybody is inside the building before we move.
Yeah. Gideon confirms.
Cori will sit at the table with Caelum and have some tea made. Do you remember when you were inflicted with several different sorts of madnesses and Chua was able to separate them from you?
Vaguely, yes.
I was thinking that a ritual similar to that, in conjunction with the Raven Queen's true name, might be able to separate her mortal self from everything else.
And then we fight the beast.
That seems to be the implication, yes. We certainly wouldn't do it until we know for certain, but that could be the way that we can help her.
We are still dealing with something on a deific scale. We emotionally and physically aren't ready for that.
Certainly not. And there are many other things that we need to take care of before then. And who knows, I might have to pull the ripcord on the whole invoking the Raven Queen's name thing, depending on what she tries between now and then. And I don't know what happens then. The real question is, what happens to her domain afterwards? Because that's a goddess that suddenly isn't there anymore.
Technically speaking, it should slide down to the next person who has that portfolio, but she also rules a domain with Shatterkai and a demiplane. Plane? Shadowfell. I don't know if the Shadowfell is directly connected to her, a sort of... Last year, the whole situation with the half-elves? They were expressly saying something about the land being tied to whatever they're fighting.
Oh. I thought that was a dream.
I have her spell in my spell book.
Strange dream.
You got an axe that says fuck off. Plants.
I gave that to Gwen. I try not to fight plants anymore. I learned that later wasn't so bad.
Right. Well, during the time it takes to move the house between here and the Hermitage, I'm going to try and get in contact with the Night Feather.
Corvain.
What?
His name is Corvain.
How do you know that?
The knowledge was enough to tear me apart, Caelum. It was more than just a name.
Corvain Nightfeather. Alright. Thanks.
Cori gets up to leave, and before she does, she kind of stops. Did you try to contact Shar while I was gone?
How do you know that?
There are a lot of things I can't tell you.
Caelum drums his fingers on the table. For the most part, I asked her if she was in contact with you, and she said no. The phrasing, were you in contact with an Eladrin by the name of Coriander Jonquil?
Unfortunate phrasing.
She goes back to drinking.
Yep.
Okay. And it is after you say unfortunate phrasing, Caelum goes back to drinking, drumming his fingers onto the table. Cori, you receive a sending. Throw your sending stone.
Oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right, I'm good. I'm ready. Go ahead.
Okay. And the sending says, I don't want you to be put off, so I am going to just come out with it. You are my leg to stand on. Oliviette. It would be Love Olivia. She would have one last word.
Oh, bless. I'm not put off. I rely on you too. Where is this coming from? I miss you. We're going to need to talk. Love, Cori. Yeah, no, that's a really bad choice, isn't it? You put me on the spot. He gets to write these ahead of time. And she can't respond, so.
Nope. On red. That is what you have left Olivia for an entire
Send her a
24
text
hours.
message, and it's gonna take 24 hours for her to respond.
She
Cori's line was
reciprocated.
actually evil now.
She fucking reciprocated. What?
Yeah, Koss said it best. You said we need to talk. Wow. Ow. There was one lowercase in all of those.
Oh my god.
Which makes me think she was actually hitting W multiple times. Plus,
We come downstairs.
Yeah, you can come
Oh.
downstairs.
Before we come downstairs, Gwen says to Arjhan, her hair all just askew. Okay. No bullshit today. We're gonna find out what we need to do to go to the Feywild, and then we're gonna go to the Feywild. No more shitting around, okay?
Okay. Are we bringing Hotter Eye?
Why would we bring Hotter Eye?
Because he's in our house.
Well, I mean, okay, yes, we drop off Hotter Eye, and then we go. I'm making sure we don't need him, and I missed something.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Gwen like struts down the stairs like a fucking general. Like snaps her fingers at Gideon. Coffee, please. Okay, the fuck do we need to do to get to the Feywild besides like going to the Feywild? What do we need to do first?
Caelum looks dead tired.
Ha ha
Yeah.
ha ha.
Gwen, as you got to the bottom of the stairs, on a small end table, you see just a little slider pop out and then a small cup of coffee. It's like in a little teacup.
Oh yeah, she just palms that thing.
For the most part, I don't have anything left to do besides try and contact Night Feather.
Do we need to do that for the Feywild?
We can do it during the transition between here and the Hermitage. Cori wants to drop off Hotter Eye.
Solid. Anything else?
Do-wise, up to you guys. But we should be set today, if anything.
Does anybody need any new equipment, refills on anything?
I can get you a list of material, just in case I need to make something on the fly while we're there.
Yeah, I mean, we have ample funds. We have a way to get to a place where we can resupply pretty quickly.
Right. Do you all need anything magic-wise?
Nope. I'm good. We might need a jacket.
Can Cori have noticed that everybody was going downstairs and realized that a team meeting was about to happen and then just wander back in?
I totally thought she was there.
Yeah. This
She
was
walked
like,
away.
you and Caelum had just gotten done with your conversation. You received your sending, and then you heard footsteps and Gwen's morning voice, which is just slightly lower than her regular voice. Like, she hasn't revved up fully yet.
Sounds about right. Cori's going to like lean against the door frame and say, at some point before we leave, we should go see Liviette again.
For what?
I'm about to go to the Feywild. It might take a long time to get back.
Okay, all right. Sweet. So drop off this fucker, go to the store, go see Olivia. We leave by sundown.
By today.
Yeah, what else do you want to do? Do you want to just sit here? Isn't Summer dying?
I feel your urgency. Regardless of when we leave from here, we're going to arrive about the same time relatively in the Feywild.
Okay, I'm just tired of sitting around, okay?
Understandable. Then let's get this all done as quickly as possible.
And then what's the plan once we get to the Feywild?
Meet up with my family, see if my winter form is visible from there, and reevaluate once we arrive.
All right.
Before we leave, it may be, I think I want to go back to my home as well. Just let Kendek know, hey, we just talked to the Liar King and he may be stopping by. And let him know that, I'm also going to the Feywild.
We should all get our affairs in order.
Yeah, I already did that.
Right.
How's everyone doing?
There's just dead silence.
Caelum gets up and leaves.
You pass Hotterai on the way out. Just, good morning, fellows.
Gideon, take Hotterai home. We'll take us to Hotterai's home.
Does anybody have any coffee? I could really go for a cuppa right now. And
Gwen shoves her half-drinking glass in his chest and walks back upstairs.
And he just coffee is coffee, and just begins sipping away. Within 10 minutes, there is the wisping flashes of energy around your house before it comes to a stop at the Grove of the Hermit and Hotterai. You see him filling up a bag with some stuff from his room, and then he goes to exit the building, waving you all goodbye, thanking you for the wonderful travel that he's been on. And as he gets out of the door frame, you see his bag goes from full to empty, as he did not realize that he could not take things manifested by Gideon outside of Gideon's range. And he seems a tad sad by that, but willing to cut his losses. As again, he just hung out with 4 incredible individuals who have no reason to be infighting, clearly.
Does the bag also disappear?
It does. It's just
Amazing.
And as he does, you hear him just say, fascinating, and then the door shuts. And then where are you guys going from there? To Olivier's?
We can't pop our house on the ship.
You cannot, but that is why there is the stipulation that when directing the house to a spell circle, it will appear as a glowing door frame. You can exit out of the door frame, and then you can re-enter into Gideon using the key that Cori currently has by knocking 3 times on a door with a silver handle and lock piece, using the key, and then you can enter back into Gideon from there.
And it'll manifest the door frame for us when we go to the circle itself.
Do we have to provide that handle and lock piece?
Yes, you do. You have to find that on a pre-existing door.
Does Olivia have a silver lock and...
Make a history check.
Oh. I'm not chancing it then.
I can cast Fabricate on some silver to make a lock piece.
I don't know if I have that much silver.
Not gonna lie, while planning the great Cori heist of 2020, I was talking with Steven about the possibility of bringing materials into the house to have Gideon like form into a door handle that I could take with me and then like install into a pre-existing door.
I have 32 silver pieces.
I have one.
I believe it was 15.
If anything, we can always head back to the Temple of Saloon or the Keep. I can teleport Cori to the ship, and then when she's done saying goodbye, teleport back.
Sure, 2 birds, 1 stone.
I'm gonna start my ritual.
Okay. So sending Cori to the ship, the rest of you guys going somewhere else, all going to the ship.
Well, we're gonna have to teleport to a spell circle space first.
Okay.
So in that time, Caelum is going to contact other planes, Corvée, Nightfeather.
Okay. Make an intelligence check.
Natural 20 for 23.
Okay.
Ooh.
I regret to inform you that there is no contact.
Great.
Isn't
Oh.
he?
There's just no target.
Isn't
Right.
he you?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What just happened?
Caelum tried to contact his avatar past life, except by trying to contact another plane and not
Oh,
looking within himself.
got it.
It was a shot.
Yep. Okay, so Corvain has been attempted. So then going to what?
Are we teleporting Cori?
I think we should go to the tower,
Mhm.
Okay.
Arjhan's tower. Then they can teleport to the ship. Gwen and Arjhan can say goodbyes and get things in order, and then meet back up, and then go to the Feywild.
Okay. So you teleport your way with the house over to the Dragon Forge, the former Tower of the Claw. And when you arrive, it is still being built. It is taking some time. You knew that. But when the house arrives, Strum and Kendek will actually come out to meet you all and just let you know that it's good to see you, that sort of thing. They don't know that you guys are currently in the middle of having some a little bit of that inner party struggle, but they just seem content to see your group.
Yeah, I just want to let Kendek know that we are about to leave for the Feywild, and that I had also just met with Ren, the green boss.
Okay. Sounds good.
Who may or may not come here looking for me, and I'm not gonna be here.
Okay. Kendek.
Surprise.
Kendek asks, like, should he be prepared for a fight? Should he give him a room? Like, what side of the sliding scale are we on here?
I mean, maybe give him a room because, like, he's kind of one of us, but, like, I don't know. Dude just gives me the creeps.
Kendek nods and will take your word for it. And then Caelum and Cori are going to bamf over to Oliviette's ship.
Mm-hmm. I would have told Arjhan and Gwen I'll send a sending when we're about to leave.
Okay.
Well, just please hurry back and don't do anything stupid, and I want to just get there, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
And make sure Cori doesn't do anything stupid, please. Thank you. Tell Olivia we say hi.
Teleportation circle finishes and they disappear.
Okay. And when you reappear, you are in the inner bay of the Isle of Arasthk. Oliviette's ship has been docked. There are a couple of the crewmates who seem surprised that you have used the teleportation circle embedded in their ship, but ultimately, they're chill once they realize that it's you guys. And you can see that the Moonrunner is actually a little worse for wear. There are like pieces missing from the prow. There are dents and marrings of what look to be possible tridents, spears, other kind of penetrating utensils that have been used on the deck of the ship. Gross, LB, I can see your face. And then one of the crew members goes off towards the captain's quarters and gives a knock, and then we'll enter in. And Caelum and Cori make perception checks.
11.
15.
Okay. So an 11. Cori, the process of teleportation is still ringing loudly in your ear. Caelum, you're more used to this, more accustomed to the after effects of magic, so you can hear this more profoundly. But you hear what sounds like it's a casual step forward, and then there seems to be a single thud.
Oh no.
And then a casual steps forward, and then a single thud. And coming out of the door, you see that Oliviette has her arm around her Minotaur first mate. And from the thigh down on her right leg, she is missing her leggy. It seems like the events that transpired fighting off the Sahuagin menace left her in need of a leg to stand on, and that leg is Cori. And that is where we are going to go into our break for the evening. So I would like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by and join us for this wonderful experience playing Dungeons & Dragons. We are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon! Whoop. And hello, everybody. We are back. We have returned to our Four Keeps adventure. So, Gwen and Arjhan are off at the Tower of the Claw, and Caelum and Cori are currently in the Bay of the Isle of Arasthk. You're hanging out, talking to your girlfriend. She just came out of her room thanks to the help of her first mate, Edson the Minotaur, and she is missing her leggy. But she looks very, very pleased and pleasantly surprised to see you, Cori.
They talk. Caelum turns to Cori, puts two hands on her shoulders. For the love of the gods, don't do anything stupid.
I will try.
Fey contract, promise me you're not gonna do anything stupid.
How dare you?
And in kind, I will do the same.
Double how dare you? Fey contract. We will both try very hard not to do anything stupid.
Oh, I'm definitely not gonna do anything stupid.
That's easier for you than it is for me. Shake hands with Caelum. And I'm gonna go hug my goddamn girlfriend, but first I need to roll for my season change.
Yes, roll for seasons.
I would have done this the night previous.
You're looking for a 20 total.
I got a 22.
Nice.
So I'm gonna switch to autumn.
Olivia is so happy to see you back in your autumn form.
I thought she would.
That's like you wearing the same sweater you wore on your first date. She's happy to see you again.
I'm wearing the same skin I wore on our first date.
Gross.
Gross. I hug my girlfriend. And then I also kiss her.
She hugs and kisses back.
Okay. God.
And she just immediately apologizes.
Why are you apologizing? What are you talking about?
And she like with she kind of like motions to her leg, and she's like, I feel like I should have told you sooner, but I also felt like it was something that needed to be talked about in person. But
She
then
just
I
puts a
didn't
hand over her mouth. She's just like, there are some things that are easier to say in person. I understand.
I've missed you so much.
I've missed you too.
And she just, like,
Yeah.
head into your neck. There is affection.
Okay. Yeah, no, they have a moment. They probably have a few moments, honestly.
Hi, Olivia. Everyone says hi.
Caelum, I'm so glad that they were able to get you back.
Most of me. And he will hop onto the railing of the ship, cast fly on himself, and just...
Okay. Caelum flies away from the deck of the ship.
Give them a moment.
Yeah, no, of
Yep.
course. Cori just waves as he flies away. He promised not to do anything stupid. He's a lich now.
And Olivia just like... I feel like there's a lot that you still need to tell me about on your adventures. 25 words a day. I thought it
So
would make
much.
things easier, but honestly...
It made things so much worse. Oh my god, we need to talk? The worst!
Well, how about this? You help me into my room and then we can talk as long as you want.
She sweeps her off her foot,
Okay?
carries her into her room.
How?
You have one arm.
Like fire?
Fireman No, I guess I'm going to... fuck, that would have been cool, but god damn it. Alright,
No,
it's
just
fine.
hook your arm under her butt, lift, and throw her over your shoulder.
Yeah, okay. I'm
Okay.
strong enough for that. 16?
I'll say, oh
16
yeah,
strength?
16's totes strong enough for that. It's your
All right.
girlfriend. It's gonna happen whether it's gonna happen.
We both
anyway.
have to duck going through the door, but I'd pull it off.
Yeah, with style, that charisma bonus.
Sending to Arjhan. We are at the Isle of Arasthk. Gideon has a destination point there. Meet up.
It's any good in concentration, is it?
No.
Nope.
Cool. Say that again.
We are at the Isle of Arasthk. Gideon has a point here. Meet up with a question mark at the end.
Yeah, I think. Oh God, he has to respond to it right now. I'll talk with Gwen, see if we're done here. But yeah, probably.
Bing.
And he probably just says that, and then Gwen's right next to him. They're at Arasthk, pretty close there. We can bamf there whenever you're ready.
I mean, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Sure.
Is there anything we need from here?
Unless Kendek has been working on something really, really cool that's going to come in handy on our trip to the Feywild, I don't think so.
No, Kendek informs you that he has been working on a set of armor for you, similar to the style that he has, but it's a long process to make armor in that fashion.
I mean, if it's armor, it's probably not going to be super helpful for me, but...
And then he looks over towards Gwen, and then like sort of like does the like sizing of Arjhan, and then
We're both sort of the unarmored, lanky fighters.
Yeah. But I appreciate it. You know what you could make? There is a dude who's like 3 inches taller than me. Probably just about as muscular. He could use some armor. He's a halfling.
and Kendek will give an affirmative nod. And with that, he will start taking measurements of you, but just like add 3 inches whenever he does do the measuring. And he will start making armor for Philip.
Yeah.
And then before that, you guys are sent on your way. He will come back and say, "You call yourself the Four Keeps, correct?"
Yes, that's correct.
And he reaches into a side pocket and he will pull out 4 clasps meant for like cloaks or other sorts of like traveler clasp kind of things. And it shows what look like 4 pillars with a ring around them.
Oh shit.
That's fucking sweet, man.
And he will give one to each of you. Or
Thank
give
you.
one to the both of you, and then he'll hand 2 extra.
Thank you.
I don't know what to say. This is really nice.
And Kendek says, "You gave me a home. With you I found purpose. This is repayment." And he nods and says, and puts a big red draconian paw onto your shoulder as well, Arjhan.
I go in.
Okay. Yeah, he wasn't expecting a hug. It was just going to be one of those, like, we'll look at each other in the eyes, but he will accept the hug.
Gwen hugs their legs.
And says, "When you return, you will have a home. Here. As long as you wish."
And he'll smile and nod, thinking to himself, "Yeah, fucking well, I paid for the damn thing."
All right. And Strum just like side of the head against your leg, just very content at the fact that you have returned, and he recognizes you as a non-threat.
I pet my Drake.
The Drake is appreciate. Their tail sort of like slaps against the ground, like how beavers do, like their warning symbol or a signal, but this is just Drake happy, just has a wider flat tail.
Gwen is bouncing on the ground with each like tail slap.
Dum, dum, dum.
That's a big old boy.
He a chongus. So, you guys are able to say your goodbyes with your new clasps and head towards Gideon, where you know that you are going to be going to the Isle of Arasthk. Back on the isle itself, Caelum, you are flying to the drop zone where Gideon is going to be, or are you making any other side ventures?
He'll scope out the island, see how it's doing.
Okay. While in flight or walking amongst the street?
He would have landed because it's only 10 minutes, so probably walking. Put
Okay.
up.
While you are walking, you end up having a plethora of people from the town, shopkeepers, business owners, that actually will come out to thank you. They seem very, very thankful about the fact that they have heard the stories of the small group of insurgents who came while the Keshan Trade Company ruled the island and overthrew them. They know that it was you and your group, so they are thankful. You get free food and drinks along your way, or at least, like, offering.
No, sorry, I think you have me mistaken. I wasn't here for that.
Sad day. But yes, at least they thought it was you. But you are able to make your way to the drop zone. On the ship itself, Cori and Oliviette are both back in Oliviette's cabin. Cori.
Yeah.
Oliviette wants to know, basically, like, fill me in with everything that has been going on. How are you? I mean, I know how you are. You're here. You're alive. You're doing well, it seems. What has happened since I last saw you? I know that Caelum, I believe Oliviette was one of the people that Caelum cast Ascending to about Darkstar information.
That seems likely.
Olivia, no, it was Arasthk, McCoff, and Prescott.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then she could have gotten that information, like, from
Arasthk wouldn't have shared.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case. I think that the two of them spend some time going back and forth, just kind of like filling each other in on the stuff that they weren't able to send each other via sending, because a lot of the sending stuff was very like fluffy and just, you know, like keeping each other encouraged and uplifted. Um, you know, every single sending was taken up by the words, had at least 3 words taken up saying "I love you." So, like, you know, there was only so much that they could work with. How did Olivia lose her leggy?
She and herself, Tifa, and several of the other new hirees from Tyrant Security, the Arasthk branch, were then hired by Arasthk to help quell a Sahuagin uprising. It seemed as if a Sahuagin Baron was interested in flooding the Isle while it was controlled by the Keshen, as they were unafraid of the Keshen themselves, seeing as how they weren't a dragon, and were in the process of getting ready. You guys actually encountered some of those Sahuagin who were trying to secure a route into the island and killed them before finding your way to the Water Myriad. But Oliviette ended up going with Tyrant Security to face off against the head forces at their base. It seems like there was it was like a counterattack. But during the counterattack, Oliviette squared off against the Sahuagin Baron. She was victorious, but there was a cost to victory.
As there usually is. Cori makes sure to get her measurements to pass on to her father. Yeah, and she also like fills in Olivia with all the things that she missed. Like everything it took to get Caelum back, what they've been up to since, Haterai, the Tower, the Temple of Saloon, etc., etc., all those things. And like, you know, conveniently kind of like steps around all of the Char nonsense. And she even gets up to the point where she says that she left the group and like she was able to obtain the Raven Queen's true name. But she did so in a way that made everybody else very upset with her.
Okay. Make a deception check.
Yeah. That's right, I'm using D&D Beyond. And she's never overtly lying.
No. Definitely not overtly lying. You're just omitting the truth.
Yeah. I got a 9. I cannot lie to Olivia to save my life.
And she will...
And yes, that is including that extra thing that I get.
Okay, so she will... she'll wait for you to finish.
Your feet?
Then just kind of give a slower nod and then says, "So what next?" And she seems like she's not going to pry, but you can tell like there is a little bit less of like an open interest as more as there is like, okay, I have to be a little bit more reserved now, but I'm still showing interest. It's just the energy is slightly lessened.
Can we say, I know this is not something that we've ever mentioned before, but can we say that the back of the ship has like a balcony that you can walk out on and then look out across the water?
For sure.
Okay. Yeah, the two of them are sitting on that.
It's a recent addition.
Yeah, it's very nice. I like it. The two of them are sitting there and just kind of watching seagulls squawk. Sorry, I got distracted with set dressing. What did she say?
She is asking what now?
Oh.
Like, what are your plans now?
Well, I'm afraid we didn't just come just to say hi. It is hello and goodbye, as next is the Feywild.
then I'm coming with you.
Cori just kind of rocks back in her chair and gives her head a slight tip. What of your responsibilities here?
My responsibilities here are contractual. They are, at this point, just being a captain of a ship. But if there's something that I can do to help, then I am going to do it.
It will make measurements easier for my father. I did promise to show you the Feywild one day, though it may not be in the state that I had hoped.
That is fine. I just want to make sure that you aren't going to get hurt again.
She gets a very, serious, stern look on her face, and she says, I can't promise that. I've always known that.
I know. But that is why I want to come along. To make sure that I can keep you safe at least. And I might have a little bit of a learning curve. She, again, motions towards her recently missing leg. But it is still something that I want to do.
Thank you.
I promise.
Olivia, about things that are easier to say in person.
And she looks at you.
Before you make a decision such as this, it's important for you to know everything that you're getting into. Do you remember the dream that you had a few months ago?
And you see her brow furrows a little bit and she nods.
I cannot tell you all of the details. But Elistray has seen fit to remove her light from me.
And Oliviette looks at you, confused, and just, what do you mean? Why would she do that? I thought you were one of the Moon Maidens, yes?
I was.
Was.
And believe me, I implored her night after night to give me a reason, and she refused to.
So
I did.
This what you've been hiding?
I suppose I have been hiding it.
Tell me, let me in. What happened?
I parlayed with a being that I suppose Elistray does not agree with.
Which being?
I can't tell you that.
And Oliviette, again, just kind of has her eyebrows furrow and just looks at you with this, it's almost an inscrutable look. Like she is not upset at the fact that you won't tell her. And it's not disappointed either, reading Cyber's lips. It's almost like she has a little bit of she ate something sour. Like she might feel... Roll an insight check.
It's a 9.
She just looks like she ate something sour when you told her this. So what does that mean?
There are a lot of things I don't understand.
Well, if you share them, maybe I can help you out with something. 2 heads are better than 1, except for an Etin, in which case they're both terrible.
I think that does crack Cori a little bit, and she leans back and she just kind of looks up at the sky, which I imagine is turning like colors, and it's starting to get dark, and that darkness sobers her. Do I know if Shar would be upset with me if I told Olivia? And furthermore, would that put Olivia in danger?
Would it put Olivia in danger? Probably yes. Would Shar be upset with you? Not innately, but in her eyes, the less people who know your secret, the better.
Sure. This is part of the reason I'm having difficulties with my friends. I feel like I've broken their trust to some degree. And I'm afraid that the truth might be more hurtful than the secret.
And Olivia says, the truth is only more hurtful than a secret if the truth comes out quicker. The longer you harbor a secret, the more dangerous it becomes.
Too late, I'm afraid.
What does that mean?
It's been so long that at this point, I'm scared of what's going to happen. And right before the Feywild, this probably isn't the best time.
And Oliviette says, then tell me. If you can't tell your friends, tell me. And internally, you know that would probably, again, not be the best decision.
Cori looks at her. And she's just going to lean in and give her a kiss on the cheek. And then look away in shame.
And you hear Oliviette take a sharper breath. And she says, I see. How are you planning on getting to the Feywild?
Gideon should be able to take us there.
Who?
The house that I told you about during the montage.
I see. All right. Okay. I will let my crew know. that, she's just silent. She can't really get up and do much on her own. She scoots over to the edge of her bed, and you see that she pulls out what looks like a sizable crutch, and she helps herself up. And you see her beginning to make her way to the door of her cabin, and she opens it up and exits out, closes the door behind her. Okay. What's Cori doing now?
Ah, fuck. Who knows? God damn it. Stupid fucking elf.
Well, you know that your friends are probably going to be meeting you on the Isle of Arasthk in Gideon. Caelum has gone off and said whenever you're done talking with Olivia, come on over and meet him.
Okay. Well, Cori will go and find Caelum then.
Okay.
Does Olivia still want to come?
Olivia has not made mention that she doesn't want to join, but she is not feeling as gung-ho about it as she was when you initially told her about this thing.
Cool. All right.
Okay. So, Cori, you have a similar experience walking through the streets of Arasthk. Your head is a little bit busier than Caelum's was, as you are dealing with interpersonal relationships, and now you are having people like hold out bowls of curry for you, and puddings, and beer, and trinkets, and other things that they are happy to give the people who saved their island.
Oh, that's nice. She refuses all of it.
Okay.
Not out of any like rudeness or anything, but you know, like you don't accept gifts as a fae.
Yeah, for sure. And after about 20-30 minutes or so, you find yourself in the vacant field outside of the botanical gardens of Arasthk's island. You can see that they are still getting reconstructed. There's a large chunk missing out of one of the ceilings where the fire that had started in had actually caused some structural damage. Who would have thought that a fire inside a botanical garden would be bad? And there are some kobolds that are currently outside of this house that has just appeared in this garden. And I would assume that Caelum, yourself as well as Arjhan and Gwen are probably like assuading these kobolds that no, our house does this. Well, we save the island. It's okay. And the kobolds are like, I think I remember you guys. You had a mask, right? Like pointing towards Caelum. They have no recognition. There's no difference to them between Caelum and Al. From what they see everything in crotches, just like Gwen. So no difference on their part. But they accept the fact that you have a magical house that can do these things, and they will make a note of it. They also ask if you would like to let Arasthk know that you have arrived.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Sure.
We're just going to be here for a hot second. So if he's got to say something or anything, that's fine. But we're just popping in to pop back out, basically.
Okay. Sounds good. So yeah, Cori, that is when you arrive to the rest of your companions.
Camel sending Prescott. Heading off to the Feywild for some bullshit. Magical bullshit. Stay safe.
That's very on the nose for your group. Be well. Make it back safe. That's it.
Oh, hey, what's up, Caelum?
Everything all right?
I mean,
How is Leviat?
she's missing a leg. I'm guessing
Like the
something
whole thing?
about up to the thigh, actually.
Ooh. How's she adjusting?
Well enough. She's having her first mate help her around the ship.
Mm.
I decided to leave Cori there. Give them some space. I made her Fey contract promise not to do anything stupid.
Well, you left her alone, so no, there's no telling, so. Bet the worst. Can we, I mean, like, there are prosthetics, right? Like, we can go to the market and get her one.
I'm pretty sure if Cori's on it, then she can ask her father to make one. They were in the works of making an arm for her.
Okay, yeah, how long is that gonna take?
Who knows?
Exactly. There might be one that she could just, I mean, like, if she needs help getting around, like, maybe just a fucking crutch.
Pretty sure she has one.
Okay.
If anything, I think you would describe it as a sweet peg leg.
I'm sorry, I missed the joke. Was there a joke?
Because it's a... You know what? Never mind. Yeah.
Okay, is Cori gonna meet us here, or do we need to go back to the ship?
I can pop her sending. Brief instructions on where they are.
Yeah. And Cori is on her way to you guys at that point. So this just confirms your suspicions, Cori, that that is where the group is.
Awesome.
Yep. So it takes a little bit of time, but you all end up reconvening at the Manor of Moonstier. Arasthk will make his way out to say hi to your group. And there is no apology about having given Cori a weapon that could deal significant damage to Arjhan. There's no mention of it. He just lets that lie. But he is glad to see that you are all safe. He asks where it is you're going next. And he's glad to see that you finally have a place of residence.
You can really send us any post. We kind of move around.
Although you could send it to my place, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Or if you want to get word to the Goliaths, I'm in touch with them constantly.
I'll make a note of it.
You muted.
I'll make a note of it. I wasn't muted. I was just speaking too quietly, apparently.
All right, well, we're going to pop out to the Feywild. Do you have anything that could... we're just going to grab some, warm weather... Shit, is there any warm weather stuff here?
Pretty sure we have some in our packs.
All right,
Warm
cool.
weather.
You're gonna want some cold weather shit.
Like
that's what I
crop
meant.
Top or...
We had stocked up before we headed to Greenreach.
You did.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, you guys have all of your cold gear.
That was months ago.
It was. That was a righteous time ago.
Yeah, so, you guys ready?
I mean, it's Cori here.
Yeah. Cori at this point, Arasthk has bid you all adieu, made his way back into the botanical garden.
No, he didn't.
No? All right.
Arasthk, if you ever any member of my party against me again, I will kill you.
Make an intimidation check.
Gwen
I'll use
makes
my forceful presence.
Gwen makes a face that's like, oh shit, and then she's like, oh wait, I gotta back him up, and she's like, looking tough, yeah, we'll kill you.
Is Cori here for this?
No, not yet.
Okay, good.
A 10? Okay.
What'd you roll on your blood die? Because it's a new day.
A 9.
A 9.
Oh.
Okay. Arasthk will like look at you, and at this point he really sizes you up. And you can tell that like he is thinking not necessarily as you as the adventurer that he once saw come in, and not even the adventurer that helped reclaim the island. He is seeing you as the creature that you are. And he gives a brief smile, and he says, "It's no longer my intention, but if that ever does come to pass, know that I'll be ready."
He'll do a polite bow.
Arasthk will also give you a polite bow as well. And there he will try and leave. Unless anybody else has any like, wait, fucko, I got one more for you.
No, once he's out of earshot, Gwen looks up at Arjhan and she's like, dude, I'm here for this, but are you sure? I mean, like, that was a power play. I'm here. I will back you up if you want to kill that dragon, because one, I have seen him as a dragon, but yeah. That was badass.
And we'll say that's about the time that Cori, you come out to the fields. Is Arjhan looking like big, scary, and stoic? Gwen, if anything, looking more like what the actual fuck? And Caelum is being a wizard. I don't know what Caelum is doing right now.
Thinking.
Being a wizard.
Pensive.
Off in the corner.
Oh, Caelum, angsty boy. Okay, Cori gets back. Hi, everyone.
Wait, does she have Olivia with her?
No.
No, I'm planning on going back for her. I'm not gonna leave her.
All right, so let's go.
That would be mean. I know that you're leaving open the door for me to do that, but god damn it, no.
Okay.
I promise not.
We don't know that yet.
I promise not to do anything stupid.
All right, cool. We good? Everyone got everything?
Cori's coming. Oh, Olivia's coming.
Oh, okay.
Wait, didn't Olivia just lose her leg?
Yes.
Okay, I hate to be like that person, but like,
Go on.
She
says, turning her left side to you.
no, I'm just saying she just lost it, right? Like, has she been able to adjust to fighting with just one?
Absolutely not.
So is it safe to bring her to the Feywild? Is that smart?
She will be safe with my parents.
Okay, so she's not like coming to fight Winter.
Who says
If
she's
I-
going to fight?
Have you asked her? Has anybody asked her what if she needs anything?
Right.
My father's going to make sure that she's outfitted with everything that she needs.
Okay. Sorry, small question. Why does she want to come to the Feywild?
Because she wants to support me.
Not because she wants to help you and fight with you, right?
I really think this is a question that you should be asking her yourself.
Well, where the fuck is she, Cori?
She's on her ship. It's where
Okay,
she
well, we are
lives.
on a timeline here. Why don't you go get her and bring her back?
Okay. I get out my sending stone.
Sending Stone
did
has
you come
no
here
use
without
today.
her?
'Cause you
Did we already use it today?
Or no, it would
That's
would be
last night.
useful.
It would have been
today.
yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Oliviette, it's Cori. Are you still coming to the Feywild? I can come pick you up.
And there is a longer pause than you would probably like. And she says, "I will accompany you to the Feywild, and I will do my best to make sure that you do not make any poor decisions along the way."
All right, cool.
She does not sound as excited as she did previously.
I try not to feel so bad about that. I'm not talking about Cori, actually. I'm talking about wings. Cori has a disturbingly sunny outlook about this. She, in fact, like, has been through a lot of bullshit in the past few days. She has done a lot of bullshit in the past few days, and she's taking it remarkably well. She puts that sending stone away, and she's like, all right, I'm gonna go pick up Oliviette.
Okay.
Anybody have qualms with this?
No.
No,
Why
but-
didn't you just bring her in the first place?
I don't know. Sometimes the way that these things go is that the DM says that you walk away, and so you walk away.
Stop it! You're hurting Arjhan. Just go get her.
Whenever you do bring her, if she needs like to be outfitted with anything, now would be the time. I mean, I hear the artificers are working on like a really cool combat wheelchair.
Oh, that sounds very interesting.
Is there are there stats for that now?
There are.
Sounds like a really good idea. I'll see if she's interested in it.
All right, just hurry back. We only got so much time.
All right, I do that.
While she's gone, I'm gonna ask Gwen and Arjhan up to my room.
Okay.
Okay.
Look, Caelum, Arjhan's not interested, and I already shot my
Shot your shoot.
Shot my shot.
You shot your shot.
You know what? I'm with Philip now, and
He'll open the door to his room, and there are wall-to-wall notations.
Jesus fucking D&D Christ. What the hell are you doing?
Researching the Shadow Wave.
Okay. What is that?
It's the darker version of the wave. It was created in mockery. It's a bastardization. It's magical bullshit, but bad.
Created by Shar?
So you have been listening.
No, I just put two and two together. So why?
After the events in my headspace, I panicked. And, well, I had some ideas about shunting the memory of Nightfeather into a simulacrum or doppelganger, something along those lines.
Uh-huh. So you're trying to remake a facet of your past into a physical being?
Yes. And I was going, well, I'm telling you now. Should I keep going or stop?
I mean, the last person who used this magic was someone who replaced you that I know of. So, like, I'm not here for it. But why? What is the end goal here?
Help us out with the Raven Queen?
All right, let's fucking deal with the Feywild first, and then we'll take on what's next, if we decide to take on what's next.
Guess I would be more interested to know what potential risks we are opening ourselves up to by trying to take out your past life and make it coexist with your current life.
Well, none at
'Cause
the moment. Everything is conceptual.
Because that sounds a fuck of a lot like what the Raven Queen is doing right now.
Yep. I'm good at two things. I don't really have much going else. And that's researching and killing things.
I would prefer that attempting to not be yourself or your past.
So I guess if we do this, we do it legit. Gideon, delete all research notes.
Confirmed.
Caelum. What exactly are you trying to do with the Raven Queen? Just spell it out for me as simply as possible.
I'm trying to get a goddess, a demented goddess, off my back. I just
How?
want to... Any means possible at this point. I just want a quiet life in a library, looking after a shield.
Okay.
Cori suggested that we try something along the lines of what Shua did to me when I was all messed up. Separate the good and the bad from her.
Yeah, I don't really trust Corey's string of thought right now, if that's, like cool.
It's something.
I guess, again, I would be interested to know about the potential effects of that. But...
I mean, we are mortals here. Some of us are. So messing with the gods is not something that I really want to do, and not something I necessarily feel comfortable doing. Like, my people work with the Raven Queen.
So, there's only really one outcome then. I go over to her because I'm tired of fighting.
I'm too angry and frustrated to deal with this right now. You're not going to become a piece of meat that the Raven Queen can just use as she wants. Do we even know why she wants you?
Possibly for the Night Feather soul? I don't know.
But doesn't she already have all your past souls?
Locked within.
Well, after we look, let's deal with this Feywild bullshit and then we'll take on that, okay? Like, I know that this is something very personal to you and it's something that you have to deal with every day, but let's just put it aside for the next 2 days until we deal with this. And then we'll focus all of our efforts on that, okay?
I think the whole Feywild thing is going to take more than 2 days, but all right.
I mean, we just have to kill this dude, right?
It's never that simple.
It would be nice if it was.
It would be.
I feel like everything's been that simple so far.
Five gold says it isn't.
Fine.
You're gonna start us all on some sort of gaming problem.
All right. So, Cori, you go back to the ship, and Oliviette she's in the process of getting ready. Like, she has all of her stuff about her. She's talking to her crew members, and they are trying to talk to her, like kind of talk her down out of this situation. And they get a natural 20
Ooh,
to
that's fine.
try and talk her out of coming with. And very clearly getting frustrated. She is trying to tell her crew what she wants to happen while she's gone, and they are just sort of saying, like, you're not going. That she's in no shape to fight. And when you arrive, you can hear them saying, like, it's very much the same thing. Like, you're in no shape to fight. You would be more of a hindrance than a help if you were going up against these kinds of things. You don't know the area. You should stay here where it's safe. And Oliviette has... It looks like she has tears welling in her eyes because she can see that her crew is making good points about it. And then she looks towards you as sort of a tiebreaker between what she wants and what is best for her.
I think Cori just kind of gives her, like, looks at her crew and then just gives her a sad smile. And just by looking at her, she knows that Cori's going to do the right thing.
Okay. And you see Oliviette as the captain of this ship just dismiss the crew. Just tells them all to get off the Moonrunner. And she will look at you, and you can see, Cori, now the reason why she had that soured expression. It wasn't anger. It wasn't disappointment. There is an air of betrayal that she is feeling towards you. And she is going to go into the captain's quarters and slam the door.
Cori stands on the deck of the ship in front of that door. And her face is just completely unreadable. And I think that I'm trying to figure out a way to put a reflective surface somewhere on this ship.
I'll do you one better.
Okay.
Oliviette will open up the door for a brief moment to make sure that everyone has left from the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And when she sees you just standing there, she will reach up, grab the hairpin that she has that is the symbol of Elistray, and she flings it forward towards you. And it hits your chest plate and falls down onto the ground in front of you as you hear the door slam shut. And the reflective surface is that hairpin looking back up at you.
And Cori looks down at it, and in that reflection, she has no face. She'll kneel down, pick it up, and rejoin her friends.
Okay. When Cori comes back to Gideon, there is no Oliviette with her, but Cori has a much more stoic expression on her face.
We good to go?
Where's Olivia?
I think I had the wrong idea. I think she did intend to fight with me. And her crew talked some sense into her. So she's going to be staying behind, I think.
Okay. If that's what she decided.
I think it's going to be for the best. She'll be safe here.
For sure. So, you okay?
I'm fine.
Cool.
Well, I guess before we head out, I know I've already given everybody one piece of jewelry already, but he'll hand out the clasps.
Are they
From-
shiny?
They are.
What's everybody's passive perception? Does anybody see that Cori doesn't have a fucking reflection?
I'm not going to think
17.
about that.
15.
Someone save me from this hell.
Nope, you're there. Sorry.
Ah!
Also 17.
Okay. So
This is a gift from the man living in my house.
He has a name.
Yeah, I don't know what to call him. Is he my brother? Is he like that? It's from Kendek. Kendek made these. It was very sweet.
Well, sending him a thank you later.
okay. So with a 17 passive perception, falls just short of being able to see. They're very they're not like large plates that you can just be like, oh, I wonder what Cori's fucking face looks like.
What does her face look like?
It's like, oh, it's funhouse mirrors that you can wear. No.
It's fine.
But you all adorn your 4 keeps clasps. What other preparations are you making before you head out to the Feywild?
Can I work on the clasps as a set to turn them into sending stones?
Oh, that'd be so cool.
I would say yes.
It'd be cool if we could use him as message, like, I'm in position.
That, using them as message would take significantly less time to do.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, but
'Cause that's a
we would have
cantrip.
to. We would have to
It would-
see each other.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would have to be
But-
within a, yeah.
120-foot visibility.
I mean, honestly, that's
I'll offer
still
that to
alright.
them.
Sounds,
still
it sounds
alright.
really useful.
Yeah.
I already have trackers on everybody, so that's like half of our uses of sending already.
Wait,
Alright.
what?
Wait, huh?
Like, I want to spend like 5 hours looking through like magic items and armor and shit. Can we come back and say
Yeah.
like retroactively what we got?
Yeah. That's more
Okay.
than okay.
All
You
right,
also know that
so
there's the
we-
things that make you say wow on this island. So like,
No,
No.
So we outfit ourselves, and by the end of today, we're leaving.
yep. All right. So
I
now
have
that you
platinum to spare.
outfitted
Unless I can
yourself.
just pull the ripcord on this one, Steven.
Nah, not yet.
My girlfriend just dumped me, Steven.
She did. So,
Look, I didn't get anything when my girlfriend dumped me. At least give Cori something.
Just
I
talk.
got my cats back.
we love you, LB.
Love you. Elton.
So you all hop in to Gideon at midnight, getting ready, and as the house leaves the Isle of Arasthk, I need somebody to roll me a d20.
Sure.
Don't roll a 1 through 5.
14.
Okay, 14, you're fine. Because as we had initially stated, you guys can travel through planes with the house, but if you
5%
roll,
chance.
yeah, it's a 25% chance. So you're good. And as the house reappears and the energy swirling around it comes to a cease, it is bright. It is pastel. Gwen, this is the pink hell that you have dreaded for almost a year. It glares at you from out of the windows, fields of this cyan colored grass leading up to trees that are a very nice light pink There are wonderful lavender fields all placed throughout as well. And of course, there is this rather large looking house that has an even larger, more impressive looking workshop that has kind of been built off to the side of it. And from inside the house, you can see that there are two large barn doors that are open, and there is like a flashing light that seems to be coming from inside of this barn, and the light will stay on for a little bit and then go away and then come back on, and it seems to like the light seems to shudder and then dissipate, almost like the person inside is probably using welder's tools on something. But as you open up the doors to the house, the Manor of Moonsteer, and look out in front of you, you have found yourself in the Spring Isle of the Feywild. And that is where we are going to call it for tonight's session. So I would like to say thank you to everybody who decided to join us for this wonderful, fun session of Dungeons & Dragons The Four Keeps Reunion Part 2. What a great game. Hey, RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ, and you can catch me at RJustice22 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream. You can catch me on Sundays as Wally, the fighter shifter barbarian. It's out of order. Of course, here in the homebrew campaign is Caelum, the Shatter Kai cleric wizard. That's also out of order. Today is my busy week, so catch myself over on G Game Nights on Thursday night, where I play Theophilus Wilmont, a noble just trying to marry his girl, and again on Sunday mornings, over at the Hype Goblins channel, where I play, I was about to say Victor Frankenstein, but Titus Valentine, also a noble ranger warlock who wants to find his brothers. Oh, hey, by the way, G Game Nights just announced their new game. Wings and I are going to be in it. It's an anime-inspired game called Overarms. It's Persona and JoJo based. So we have some wild-ass spirit motherfuckers with us helping along. I play a guy named Fang, and he's the edgiest one there. DanaKeener.com.
Thank you. Okay. I don't know when to start if you don't say that. Hi, I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Twitters and Twitch. This week, I have a little bit of a weird schedule. I won't be streaming tomorrow during the day, probably. I have a lot of unpacking still to do. But tomorrow night, we'll be back with Eos on G Game Nights because Barry got his computer fixed and I can be my beautiful girl Koza again. Wednesday, I'll be on Nerd Immersions doing Rod of 7 Parts, and I can be my, I was going to say sensual, but like my dad's right here, so I can't say that. I'll be Siren. And then Thursday, I'll be doing Elegant Suffering on G Game Nights, but Friday, Lauren is coming over, so we're going to do Friday Night Frights or Thursday Night Terrors on Friday. I have a YouTube video that I'm going to post soon of us doing a casual gaming. So that'll be fun. And then this weekend will be a little different. I'll have some guests on Sunday. So I'll be on G Game Nights, but we won't be playing our normal Sunday game. And yeah, DanaKeener.com.
Thank you. Hoi, I'm Cyber. You can find most of my stuff at cyber1201.live, and stuff that you can't find is on Triboni.tv. That also has a lot of other really cool people. So there's my Twitch. I'm streaming Morrowind for one more week, and then change into to a special game for October, one that I am dreading so much, but not for the reason that you think. Archives that go to YouTube. I got Twitter, I got a Patreon. Games that I'm in. I'm here on Mondays. We're doing face stuff next week. I also am here DMing the Tyrant Security game on Thursdays, where last time one of our players dated Asmodeus. That was a thing that happened.
Grandpa?
Tower security. Opportunities are always arising. I don't know when the next werewolf game with High Shelf Gaming is gonna be, but I'm very excited for it whenever it will be. It will happen one Tuesday in October. That's all I know. We're great at this. DanaeKeener.com.
And speaking of DanaeKeener.com, hi everybody, I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. I play as Coriander the Eldrin Sad Girl on Mondays, and on Sundays I play as Baz the Drow Rogue Fighter. Every other Saturday I'm going to be over on G Game Nights playing as Vivi during that Overarms game. Our first one's going to be on the 3rd, so come around and see that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Everybody is magical girls except for RJ. The poor man. DanaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures to check up on the VODs of all the games that we've played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. But for now, we are going to be going into our Patreon-supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine players, feel free to either post them in the side chat, or you can join us on Discord. Post them in our questions for the courts. We will do our best to respond when we can, which, again, is happening right now. So I'd like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop by. Thank you to these players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!